Good morning, young people. My name is Kimberlie Wright. Welcome to another edition of Word Up, the class all about poetry, spoken word, and short stories. All right, last week I gave you all a project to fulfill for Black History Month, and we are on the third day of March. And so if you have any pieces that you finished, I know someone emailed me a piece. I didn't get a chance to quite read it thoroughly. And so if that person wants to share it today, you're more than welcome. So did anybody get a chance to do the Black History poetry quilt? Yes, no, no problem. Miss Jean, you did? You have to unmute yourself. Miss Jean, you have to unmute yourself.
I did.
Okay.
I started writing something on the senior bus trip, and I wanted to know, I wanted some feedback because I stopped, and I don't want to write, and when you're writing, I don't want to force it. I just want it to flow and to come and not to be, contrived. Anyway, this is a senior bus trip, and I need feedback. Some senior bus trip to the casino. Some leaned on canes, others held firmly to well-built, sturdy walkers. Designer sunglasses in various shades of yellow, orange, shocking pink, shaded elderly eyes. Easy, comfortable walking shoes support unsteady but sturdy elderly legs. Dentured grins and lips painted bright red smile and glow in anticipation of the casino ride ahead. Scarves aflutter, floral painted pantsuits and dresses decorate the scenes as each potential passenger questions, "What will my luck be like today?" And I stop.
Okay, that was really colorful. Really. Miss Jean, did you write a poem last year, something about like a senior bus trip or vacation or something like that?
Yeah, I did.
I remember that poem. It was really good as well.
Okay, well, it sticks in my mind. I keep seeing it. I can't get it out of my head.
Oh, it's no problem. So are you?
You let me see it too. It was very descriptive. I was following you. I saw all of that. It was marvelous.
Great. That's what I wanted. I wanted you to see us getting there, and we're all excited about our luck today and how's it going to play out.
Yeah, so that's why I was saying it was very colorful. Were you finished with that poem, or are you still working on it?
I'm still working on it.
Are you going to reach the destination?
Pardon me?
Are you going to reach a destination, or is it just going to be the?
No, we just going to get on the bus. On the bus, comfortable gospel music wraps its sounds around each elderly shoulder. The bus driver is seated, and all the passengers are settled and ready for the ride.
Good job.
I'm working on it, but I don't want to force it.
No, that's a great job. Great job.
Thank you.
Really good.
Kimberly, this is Bernita Waller.
Yes, ma'am.
I guess I didn't really understand it was supposed to be Black History. So can you see this? Can you see this?
But the thing is, I was saying make the quilt for Black History Month, but your poem could have been anything that you wanted to write about per se.
Okay, well this I thought could turn into a picture frame.
Ms. Waller, can you pull it back a little bit? Okay.
Can you see it better now?
Yes, ma'am. Now, what were you going to say?
I thought of it as being kind of like this is poster board, and I really wasn't familiar with these colors. These colors, oil pastel.
Okay.
They came from this box. let's see.
I think I have like a box set like that.
Right. So I didn't really know what the colors were. So I was sort of experimenting. I would change this. I like, this is not really a poem, it's from a card.
That's
And
fine.
it says, sometimes life is hard to figure out. Challenges and obstacles arise that were never in our plans, yet God is always there to take us by the hand.
Ooh.
So I would probably change, I want it to be pastels, and I might change the colors. They're not really balanced like yours was, like over here. This is a little bit longer, I think, than what you had. So mine isn't really balanced. I would do it again.
It's no
And
problem, but I still think it's really beautiful.
okay,
Yeah.
so
Everything, it's an art piece and it's just like different. You know, it conveys a different message, but even if you want to just experiment to make another one, it's fine, but I think that looks just fine and beautiful.
I do, and I had a red, black, and green one, but it's downstairs packed.
No
So
problem.
I'll try to find it for the next time. It was something I wrote before the phrase Black Lives Matter came out, but it has that in it. It's just interesting to me that I wrote it before it became popular. But I'll show it the next time maybe. It's red, black, and green.
No problem. Thank you. And at any time, I'm not saying that it might ever come to fruition, but I still want to inspire you, encourage you through you sharing your something about your family history experience with us to write about the 100-year-old quilt.
I will, and I still have the quilt. I'll show it in a minute. It's a little, I have to get it again. You couldn't see it last time.
Yeah, so like maybe one thing that you can write about as it pertains to the quilt, all of your memories about it. You know, how you remember seeing it, what age, or how it's going through the family, something like that.
Okay, will do.
Anytime. Anybody else have any? Thank you, Miss Waller.
Okay, thank you.
So this is the quilt that I'm trying to like show you the actual layout that I had, but that doesn't mean that somebody else's couldn't be different. This is like the quilt we were making, and we were writing for the inside, the center block. I just asked you to write any type of poem or some type of writing about your experience, a hobby, something like that. Anybody else have poetry you want to share?
I do, Kim.
Yes, ma'am.
Vicky.
Miss Vicky.
I sent you my picture because I wasn't sure on the subject, but here's my
Sorry.
okay.
Yes, love. Oh wow. Okay,
Yeah.
that's perfect. You and me.
That's pretty.
And my poem reads, I hope I can read it.
You can turn it around, read it for
Okay, you and me, all called Black today. Yesterday, African too. Love Afro-American.
Can you read it one more time? I'm sorry.
You and me. You know, I drew a little picture in the middle of Africa and a Black man and a Black woman.
Right.
I was inspired by your head wrap class when I drew the woman.
Okay, thank you.
And of course, I use all kinds of things to etch and sketch.
I see some designs, especially at the bottom. They look really nice.
And some of the kitchen utensils and some of the art things I had in the art drawing room. But you and me, all called Black today. Yesterday, African too. Love Afro-American.
Did you say on the second line, all A-L-L?
LL is, the title of the poem is You and Me.
Right.
The first line is, I tried to do haiku, but I got carried away. And All called Black today.
Okay.
Yesterday, African too.
Yeah.
Love African American.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. Good
I
job.
wanted to compliment you on the one that you read for the Black History program.
When I
Can you
read
hear
the
me?
Black History program.
Yeah, the one that you said you wrote just that day. It was
Yeah.
very good.
You want me to read that again?
Yeah, read it. I mean, if it's okay with Kimberlie. Kimberlie,
Oh
is
no,
okay?
why? Sure, of course. Why not?
You know, because my husband liked this and everybody, my sister liked it, and I just wrote it that morning for the program. I sent Kim one thing, but I wrote
Yeah, you
this.
said you switched.
Switch. The reason behind this poem was I read about the Statue of Liberty, and the author's a lady, a poet by the name of Emma Lazarus,
Right.
a sonnet called the Colossus, the New Colossus, and she was commissioned to write this an inscription that was engraved on the Statue of Liberty. She wrote the sonnet in 1983, and it was put. France commissioned the Statue of Liberty for us, and the reasoning behind the inscription was immigration. She was a staunch believer of immigration liberty. So when I heard the words, that's what the poem is called. When I heard the words, give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free, the wretched refuse of your teeming shore. I said to my people, kings and queens from Africa, Black like you and me, we were never welcomed here to ever be free. The words were about immigration and liberty. We were sold and bought to come here and build, told to toil and work the field. Never tired, never poor, crowded together, we endured. A wealth of talent needed to plan the greatest nation to ever stand. But when I heard the words written on that Statue of Liberty, I simply knew those words never applied to you and me. Thank you.
Very good. I really liked it when I heard it the first time.
I do too. It's great.
I integrated
Yes.
it that simply.
That's nice. That's very good.
That was inspired. That was inspired. That's great.
Miss
Yes.
Vicky, do you have the poem that you're supposed to read special?
Yes, I do.
Can
I
you
was-
recite that so everybody in this Waller could hear it?
I thought Kim would sort of beat me up, so I went ahead and read the poem right behind this poem that that I was supposed to read during the program, and it was taught to be special. This is an acrostic poem, and each one of the words, each one of the letters in the word special makes the poem. Slaves taught us to be smart. I read it wrong, I'm sorry. Slavers taught us to be smart. Purposely observing became our art. Every day we listened and learned, common folk and education earned. Interested and aware of all around, always watching and freedom bound. Let us never regret or forget.
Okay. What did you call that one?
Taught to be special.
Okay.
So Miss Vicky, that was very illustrious and wonderful, and I would never beat you up. Did a great job. All right, Mr. Rennie, would you like to share the piece? Okay, first I would like to say that for the Black History program, it was actually supposed to go about 30 minutes, which it ended up going almost about 45 minutes to an hour. And since there were such long pieces on the program, my manager decided to cut a few, which actually, unfortunately, one of the pieces was Mr. Ronnie was supposed to recite, but she just went on ahead and cut that particular piece, being that he wasn't able to recite it himself. I was going to, and two other really nice pieces that we had that would have made the program probably an hour and a half long. But anyway, if you are willing to share that piece with us, Mr. Ronnie, I was just giving you the spotlight. But if you do, you have to unmute yourself. Yes.
Okay. All right. This poem is called Blackness. Blackness. Moonless night black. African black. Before creation black. The cat moves cautiously, alertly. Pause. Turning her head toward me. Eyes like an X-ray scan from 40 feet. Continuing, cautiously moving off my neighbor's all-stained driveway, placing each paw precisely, proudly, disdaining step by step the wet and browning lawn. Crouching, pause, in low silhouette, those eyes turn to scan my personage once more. Abruptly, with aloof swiftness, the mini panda pounds across the wetlands onto my driveway, approaching nonchalantly now, having determined that she is not afraid of my blackness and that I, as well, am not afraid of hers.
Very nice. Very nice.
Very good.
Thank you.
What was the name?
Is that the same?
What was the name of your poem again?
Blackness.
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 So were you
very good.
observing that cat?
Oh yeah, that actually
That
I saw
happened.
I went in the house and the poem just kind of like fell out.
Yeah. I could see the cat doing this,
Yeah.
waiting. People
So
were putting her paw down.
So you're not superstitious of black cats?
Oh no,
Oh, that's good.
maybe years past, but not now.
When they told you to be afraid, right?
Yes.
Kimberlie, I have fun, and that was wonderful to hear.
Mr. Ronnie, where's Miss Jennifer?
She's in the other room.
Okay, just tell her I said hi.
I'll do that.
And thank you. That was really,
Thank you.
really great. Thank y'all so much.
I like that about the cat.
Kimberlie, I have another one. I have another one. I had fun writing based on your suggestions from February the 10th.
February 10th. Okay.
Yeah, you said us to we can write down an experience I had as a child that may make you angry or sad even now.
Yes.
I wrote one, and I wrote it from the heart because it's about a personal experience. Not that I was deprived or anything, because I had a marvelous stepdad, but my biological dad sort of like skedaddled to with his family to California. He hated the South in the 50s. So as a young man with 5 little girls, he took off. But my his first cousin stepped right in. He loved Catherine anyway. So my mom married my dad and his first cousin, by the way.
Miss Vicky, don't get me emotional up in here.
Yeah, it touched my heart when I wrote this because you gave me a good idea. It's called Wet Diaper Sad. I had fun, so y'all listen, because I really wrote it. It's sad, but it touches me. When Daddy left us, I was 16 months old, going on 2. They said I was too young to remember, but I really do. He was holding my little sister up in the crisp morning air. I was nearby holding Mother's hand. Yes, I was right there. Mother asked him not to take the car. He took it anyway, so he could go far. We went into our house so dark and cold. Mother and my sister were crying, but my tears were on hold. My grandmother came and held me so tight. She said, "Your diaper is wet." I cried all night.
Oh,
You know, you're supposed to be potty trained by 16 months old, but that was emotional period, I guess, from birth to, a young man that really was turbulent about staying in the South. And he really moved. He kept coming back all during the years, but I never forgot that day. That was the day he left. And
whew.
my sister
Really?
Pat never really knew him. She was 9 months old. She claimed my stepdad. Uh, so you remember this back in 1954, and yeah, it's I was right there because she was 9 months. I was 16. I was right there holding my mama's hand.
That was amazing that you could write something that
Yeah,
could touch you on a emotional, sad type of level, but then it still really made you laugh at the end.
right.
My grandmama made it. I remember her. She said, "This child needs to be potty trained," but she didn't know when the children are traumatized, it's hard to potty train.
And I like how Miss Jean Harris keeps saying, "Whoo, whoo." All right. So at this time, I wanted to ask everyone if you all know that May, the month of May, is Older Americans Month. And the theme for this year is Community of Strength. Some events that we will be having for Older Americans Month. If you have pen and paper, please write this down because the events that we're having, especially, maybe 2 or 3 events, I want to give you all the platform or the opportunity to somehow include Word Up or our poetry within the event. So I just want to say, first of all, one of the events that I'm going to have for, that I'm hosting for Old Americans Month is a sip and paint. If you are interested in participating in the sip and paint, then I'm going to provide everyone with canvases with the pre-drawn image on it, but you have to have your own paint and brush. And we're gonna all be virtually painting with each other. The date for the sip and paint is, right now we're doing a few things at the Darnell facility, and I'm gonna, since May is far off, if the date changes, I will definitely let you know, but I think pretty much it's gonna be May the 12th. If for whatever reason, like I have to work at Darnell that day, then the show, that particular event will change to May the 11th, which is a Tuesday. The 12th is on a Wednesday. And I'm trying to get the event, the time to be 1 p.m. rather than having it in the earlier in the day, so that I still can have my class. So May the 12th is a Wednesday, so I will be having a Word Up, and then after that having the sip and paint. Is there, so far I have 50 slots available for the sip and paint. And right now I have 13 people on my list. I will just say that I already have Miss Jean Blackshear Harris on my list. I have Mr. Ronnie Clark, and there is no one else in this class that I have on my list. So I'm giving you the opportunity now to take one of the slots. If you're interested, you can just say it or raise your hand. It's up to you.
What is it about?
You wanna participate, Ms. Vicky?
What is it about? I mean,
okay, the sip and paint involves, I'm trying to say this in the most eloquent way. Usually a sip and paint is celebrated by having some type of alcoholic beverage while you paint a picture. However, we're not encouraging you to drink alcoholic beverages. If you want to, no one knows what's in your cup in your home. You know, you're at home and you're grown. What I suggest is that people don't, you know, the main portion of the event is to paint. You don't want to be sipping more than you paint, falling out the chair, not able to perform what we actually doing. So just be mindful of that. And we don't want people, like if I was a participant and we on the sip and paint now, I'd be like, Vicky, what you over there drinking? You know, don't tell people what you're drinking. These will be recorded. If you had a wine glass and you had actual red wine in there, some type of Merlot or anything, any red wine, nobody knows if it's red wine. It could be Kool-Aid, you know. So also,
apple cider.
That's what we'll be drinking. Beverages doesn't mean it have to be alcoholic. You could be drinking lemonade or tea or coffee or something to that nature. However, we do want you to have your beautiful drinks sitting somewhere in the vicinity of you painting, but not bottles. You cannot have advertised like wine bottles or liquor bottles or beer bottles around. So that's like a no-no. And other than that, once again, I said the canvas, I'm going to pre-draw an image on there that's going to be the same for everybody, and we're going to paint it together online. I'm going to be giving you tips and that type of thing to paint. But you have to have your own paint and brush. And I just tell people to have a basic color set of like maybe acrylics.
Are you going, Kimberly, you going to send the image by
well, a lot of
digital
people,
form?
A lot of people have a schedule, Miss Waller, where that are probably like in my pottery class, but what is going to happen is people are going to have to come up to the Darnell facility and maybe drive around in a circle and pick the canvas up.
Oh, that's okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, you can put my name down there.
I would like to participate too, Kimberly.
Bernita Waller.
Waller. Yes, thank you.
And if there was someone that I don't have their contact information, if you don't mind, you can either put in the chat privately to me your email address or your phone number, but I would definitely need your phone number so that I can call to, you know, let you know when we will be picking up the canvases. So does everybody have my email address? If you want me to put my information in the chat, I will. If you want to
did I use the right one when I sent you? Did you get anything from me? I don't know if I have your email down right.
Oh, yes. That's what I was saying earlier. I don't think it was online. I was saying I received some things, but I didn't get a chance to look at them thoroughly. But I'm just going to go ahead and put the information in the chat right now. It's Kimberlie.Wright at Fulton County GA.gov. That is my email address. You can email me your phone number or even your email. The thing is, once I'm about to make the schedule for you to pick up the canvases, I have to be able to call you to say what day you need to come and what time will be available, you know, for you. Or, you know, a lot of people already call. Is anybody else interested?
There's a certain picture we have to paint.
I'm going to pre-draw the picture on the canvas for everybody. We're going to be painting the same picture.
Okay.
The only thing you have to have is the paint. And for whatever reason, I'm going to be calling everybody the time that we actually have the sip and paint. And at that time, if you feel like you're not able to participate, you're more than welcome to say, Kim, I'm not able to do it. So if you think you want to do it now, but you might change your mind later, you can still let me know. I'll put your name.
You can put my name down.
All right, Miss Sally Dawson. What about you, Miss Betty? Is Miss Betty still on here or is she gone? Oh, she probably gone to another class. So right now,
You'll put my name on there. I'll try.
Okay, Sharon, Auntie Sharon Hardnett. All right.
You
So
do know my name, Kim, right?
I have Vicky B. Myers.
Ben, B-E-N-N, Myers.
You don't want me to put B?
Oh, I'm a hyphenated. You know, my middle initial is V. It's in Victoria.
Vicky B. B. B-E-N-N
My
Myers.
name is recording because everybody around the world, you're not the only one here. People from, they might be from Mexico or something. I don't know. Trying to put up a passport.
All right. Although I'm going to come back quickly to the sip and paint, I just want to let you all know that if you are interested in, let's say you cook sometimes or all the time, Miss Sally Dawson already knows about this, but this year, Chef Destiny Moss, who is our head chef at the Darnell facility, she's having a culinary arts slideshow where she will be presenting senior participants and probably staff, we included if we want to. We're going to take pictures of food that we have prepared or cooked. I say prepared because everything that you eat is not cooked. You might make a beautiful salad or some type of no bake or no cook meal, but if the dish is beautiful, you can take a picture of it and email the image to Destiny Moss as well to be on the culinary arts slideshow. I don't have her email information right now, and maybe Miss Sally Dawson, do you have that?
Yes, it's Destiny, Destiny .moss at Fulton County.
You said Destiny what? I'm sorry, Destiny what?
Moss.
Destiny .moss at FultonCountyGA.gov.
Oh, okay, no problem. What it is, that's her regular, I put that in the chat as well. That's her regular county email, but she was given 2 different emails, but she said you can actually email her the images from.
Yeah.
But one thing I wanted to say is, let's say some people take her cooking and learning with care class. Some people have already sent her like 10 different photos of some dishes that they cook. But she's asking if you send one picture of a dish, or maybe 10. She's asking if you could please send one recipe, the written or the typed out recipe, because I'm compiling and building a cookbook that she's going to print and publish. You know, you'll have your rights as it pertains to your name in there. You have to title the dish like Kimberly's Crunchy Fried Chicken. I don't know. And so, if you are in any of the art classes, Jamal Jones's art class, my art class, we're doing that virtual slideshow. So Destiny's Culinary Arts slideshow is going to be May the 27th. We have deadlines. I think the deadline to send all these pictures in is April the 15th. Culinary Arts slideshow is May the 27th at 11:30. The sip and paint is May the 12th at 1 p.m. Maybe the date or the time might change, but I think that should be it. We're going to have our virtual art show where we're showing art from Miss Ann King's jewelry class, Jamal Jones, myself. It's going to be May the 20th, 20 at 10 a.m.
Is that kind of like the art walk?
Yes. That's the artist walk that we have every year at this facility, but we're not walking this year around our art to view it because we're not at the facility. We're having a virtual art slideshow. And also for the culinary piece and the art, if you want to send a photo of yourself to be presented before your work, you might have a photo in a chef hat with a in your hand or something. Please feel free to send those as well. You need to send information such as your name, the title of your art or your food item or dish. And I'm not saying this all the right. I think it's Queens de Chapeau. but actually it's our tea and hat party. It's going to be hosted by Miss Maletta Buffy Clayton, our fitness director. It's a tea and hat party. It's on May the 7th. May the 7th at 10 a.m.
That's gonna be in Miss Terrell's room.
I would suspect that it would be in Miss Buffy's, being that Miss Buffy's hosting it. But you know, as we near closer to the month of May, they're going to put all of these events in the schedule. So all you have to do is keep checking your emails.
But the deadline for the virtual art show is what's
the 20th.
But
I'm sorry, what were you going to say, Ms. Vicky?
what was the deadline for the submittals?
April 15th.
Okay.
So I was going backwards as it pertains to the events, but on May the 6th, we're going to have an event called Let's Unite in Color. In color, I-N. Let's Unite in Color. And what that event involves is Jamal Jones is making a coloring book that highlights images that have to do with Old American Month, the Oldest American Month in our facility. He's going to distribute those coloring books to people who are interested to color certain pages. And when we have that event on May the 6th, we'll be able to get on there and show our pieces, like a show and tell of not every piece in the coloring book. Maybe depending on how many people will be in that event, you might be able to show one piece and say, I colored this or whatever. So it's about a coloring book.
Oh, okay.
And on May the 5th, we will be having a Cinco de Mayo celebration. Cinco de Mayo, 5th of May, which is usually celebrated
Mexican
Mexican
Independence Day. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. So going back to the sip and paint, as it pertains to this class, Word Up, I wanted to give you all an opportunity to write a poem about sipping and painting. So while we are in that event, depending on how you feel, I was thinking about we just continue painting, but I would present that would be part of my commentary to present your poetry to the people in the sip and paint event. And I just want to say that your audience would be the most 50 people. So you can write a poem about a sip and paint as you see fit. Write a poem about culinary arts as it pertains to just food. I'm not saying how to put it together. It's all up to you as long as it's about food. And the next one was, if you want to write a poem about art, anything about art, it's up to you. So these are some possible avenues that you can utilize your poetry in a spoken word type of sense. And don't forget that part of Word Up is all about poetry, spoken word, and short stories. So if you have some type of story to share in an eloquent manner as it pertains to the wording, make sure it stays short, but feel free to write short stories as well. Even, I wouldn't call Miss Vicky's poem earlier about when the wet pamper, a short story, but even still.
Diaper, please.
Oh, sorry, wet diaper.
Old days we had diapers, not pampers.
It was, even though your poem was a poem and it was eloquent, it actually read as a short story as well. Yeah.
Oh, short story.
So that was really good. Are there any questions about that? So that's what I'm giving you all a lesson. And if you want to write anything about a sip and paint and submit it, you can email me. Oh, and so Yeah, you can email me the poetry to my email address, but I don't know if anybody, if this isn't an art class, so in my art classes, I have been given my email address that, the email address that you're supposed to send your art to. If there's anybody out there that needs that email address, I'll be glad to just put it in the chat. So if you have any art work from Jamal's class or my class, this is the email address to send your works to. It's Heartist, capital HEARTIST show 2021 at gmail.com.
Kimberly, this is Bernita.
Yes, ma'am.
I do have a piece I would love to show, but it wasn't done in your class or Jamal's. So that's not, it was done with, so it has to be DSS. It was done with Fulton County, the art, the other part, the art.
Like arts and culture?
Yes.
Actually, I'm not thinking, I don't think that it's probably gonna be an issue, but I do wanna get
Approval.
approval from Miss Terrell, so I'll ask her. And just because she'll probably just say, oh yeah, it's no problem, go ahead. But I think probably if it was really made with another instructor at another facility, she probably would say no, because she wants to, you know, we like to give credit for facilities and classes that you take as it pertains to the artwork. But I'm gonna definitely ask about that and get back with you.
Well, you know, it was shown that when they had the last, I think it was 2019 at
Downtown?
no, it was at the Southwest Art Center, that program.
Uh-huh.
And the DSS director and everyone, they were there. So
You're talking about Miss Ladisa.
You
mean Miss?
Yes, she was there, yes.
Oh, that's no problem. I'm almost certain that she will say yes for that meeting, but I just want to double check, you know.
No, I don't have any problem with you double checking. That makes sense. That's why I asked, because it wasn't done at either of yours. The other piece I think was done with Kermit. So
you said it was done with Kermit?
No, the ones I was talking about were done at the West End Center.
No problem.
Okay.
And was it done under the direction of someone?
Oh yes, definitely.
Okay. Well, anyway, I'll just ask her, because even still, it doesn't matter if it was done under the direction of someone per se, it's your artwork. So I'm just gonna present it to her like, you know, you wanna show it, it should be fine. And I do have your information, Miss Bernita Waller. Thank you.
Right.
And Miss Sally Dawson, she gone, but I can get her information later. So are there any other questions or suggestions?
Kim, yes. Jennifer wants to know how do we get Jamal's coloring book thing? She would like to.
Could I ask a question? Wait a minute, I want him to finish, but Kim, read your chat.
Sorry. All right, please stay on, young people. Thank you once again for joining Kimberlie Wright with Word Up, the class all about spoken word, poetry, and short stories. I'll see you next time.